Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is NBL overtime. The Boomers are 2-0. NBL preseason is about to go to a whole new level, and Corey Webster is on fire. You can get involved anytime you like. Hashtag NBL overtime. I'm Cam Luke, and I'm now joined by a man who's ditched the salmon for his own personalised hoodie. Have a look at this. Man.
How you doing?
This ain't no cupcake league. What's
Listen,
going on?
I mean, you just said it. You know, this is my infinite mood. As we know, the NBL, a lot of people may think it's sweet down here, but you just got to let people know. This ain't a cupcake league. Pretty cool, huh?
Hey, real cool. Hello to you, Liam Santamaria.
Yeah, thanks. Not a bad sweater.
How many of them are available?
It's only one now.
That's the one?
Had to give a little bit of a sample.
Yeah.
However, it'll be on my website. I got a merchandise page.
Yeah.
Getting done as we speak. CoreyWilliams.net.
There it is.
We working, baby.
I like it.
Hey,
Thanks,
Very
man.
nice. So people.
I gotta get you guys one. You know. Let's do this.
That'll work.
Shout out to the overtime crew.
I think there are 4 people. In fact, 5 people who must. I think it has to be a freebie as well. Of course, Liam and I have been
I got
first
you.
too.
Freebies for you two for sure.
Andrew Bogut.
Nah, I got something
RJ
special for him.
Oh,
I got something
Rod.
special for Bogut.
Rod, LeVar,
Okay.
and then maybe the 2 sons, depending on how they go early on. But I think from a marketing point of view, there's probably 5 or 6 freebies that need to be dished
Bryce
out. But I
Cotton
like
probably
it.
should get a delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
People stopping you in the street and having a chat about
I mean,
that?
to be honest with you, I literally just put this on
Just put it
today
on.
for the first
Wow,
time.
fresh.
Fresh off the press.
All right, looking
Like
forward to you.
Thank you.
Look good.
I had to break it here first, you know. Got you guys.
And
you
we
my guys.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I got you. What size you
So,
in?
hang on, this is not like a Kobe
L.
Bryant. This is not like
Large?
LXL.
XL. Ash Color. This is made in Melbourne.
I mean,
so however you fit,
Yeah.
I collab with Ash Color. This is big now.
That's a good brand.
This is a really good brand.
I've been working out, so probably an extra small.
Fair enough.
Have you ever? I've been working out.
How you doing, buddy? You good?
Good. I had a brand new experience today.
What happened?
Something I'd never done before.
What's that?
We took my daughter and we did sushi train.
You never done
what-
sushi train before?
I've never done a sushi train.
Oh,
What?
it's the
No, I
best.
haven't.
It is good.
We'll do sushi train.
Explain how's it
You
go.
sit
how it
there
goes.
and the train comes
Yeah.
around
Oh, really?
you and sort of zigzags
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
the place and you pick what
Just
you
pick
want.
what you want. That's
Next
cool.
thing you got 45 plates and it costs you $200. But hey, very, very good. All right.
That's pretty much how it happened.
All right, let's get into it because it has been a big week. Of course, the World Cup's underway and the Boomers are 2-0. A win over Canada, a very lacklustre third quarter. And as you said, Liam Santamaria, your article, which is up on nbl.com.au via the app, the lack of urgency, and we've got to also put it straight out there, they're 2-0, so
Yes.
they've done what they have to do, but there has been some worrying signs for a team that has high expectations.
Look, there's been a lack of consistency, yeah, and I thought they could have gone after that game against Senegal a little bit more, but this was a great win. I mean, this is the pool of death coming into the World Cup, and it wasn't just us saying that, everyone was talking about it, and we're 2 games in, and us and Lithuania have already qualified because we took care of business, and wasn't Dellavedova outstanding in that first game. Joe Ingles has been sensational throughout. And yeah, look, we can nitpick, and sure, I've done that already, but we are 2-0. We have qualified through to the next phase already. We've been ticking a whole bunch of boxes. Could we have ticked a couple more along the way so far? Sure. But it's a good start.
One big one for you that you wrote in the article, which I agree with, the fact that, and if you look at the team, Serbia, for example, as you mentioned, the fact that a lot of these guys have had to play big minutes. Dellavedova, Mills, Joe Ingles, probably our 3 most important players, and our 3 best performed players probably in the pre-season or the exhibition games as well. They have had to log bigger minutes than stars from other countries right now.
And look, we'll talk about that a little bit more, about what could have been done and what took place yesterday. But it's tournament play, right? Like, you've got to make sure you get those wins at the start of the tournament. We come right in and play Canada, massive danger game, a terrific opening. Most of the opening half took the foot off the pedal just before half time, and then that third quarter got a little out of hand, but it was a great response, really important win, and we move on.
I want to say this too. We are nitpicking, but I think that's also more of an indication of where we expect this team to be come the end of the tournament. And the very fact is we're not sitting here saying, oh, well, they had to play heaps of minutes just to beat these 2 teams. It is based on what we expect this Australian team to have to deal with later on in the tournament when they play teams like a Serbia or maybe Lithuania, of course, we'll get to that in a moment, or a USA later in elimination games. But they have been pretty good.
They've definitely been pretty good so far, exactly. They are 2-0. Right? Fair enough, okay, the game didn't go the way we would imagine them dominating Senegal. But you got to remember this as well. Senegal got their asses busted, so they're going to come out harder, okay? You get a good win versus Canada, and you're probably looking at the result Lithuania beat Senegal and the manner that they beat them in. So you come into that game a little bit like, all right, we should be able to roll these guys. At least they got the win. But they know this, if nothing else. They have to be ready when they play Lithuania. And they will be.
Yeah.
They will be.
Let me talk on that a little bit because, I mean, Joe Ingles was terrific last night, right? 1 assist shy of the first ever triple-double in the FIBA World Cup history since they've been keeping box scores.
He was hoping Mitch Creek hit that three-quarter shot on the buzzer too because that would have counted.
He said post-game that he didn't care either way, but he
cares.
On the slide. He would have liked a triple-double. I would have gone, and because I agree with you. And look, you're only natural, you're only human. Those guys have bigger fish to fry, right? They're looking ahead at that Lithuanian game. They're like, we just got to make sure we get a win here. We've got to play. We've got Lithuania, France. Turns out it's Dominican Republic, and then onwards from there. And we've seen how hard they go at it when they need to. Canada, most of that game, the win over the US. So what I would have done if I was Andre Lamanis, I would have started Chris Goulding and Mitch Creek in place of Paddy Mills and Joe Ingles last night against Senegal, because those guys, they don't have bigger fish to fry. They're going to go after it. And what I felt like there was a little bit of a malaise, a little lethargy over our squad in that game against Senegal.
I don't disagree with you, as in the fact that they probably didn't come out the way they probably should have, and for reasons that Homicide has pointed out. But you can't, in the second game of a World Cup campaign, Chris Goulding's been outstanding and Mitch Creek's been really good when he's come on, but you can't show disrespect to an opposition.
Are we trying to win the gold medal?
You're trying to win the gold medal.
If we're trying to win, Nikola Jokic,
you've still got to get through the first bit.
Nikola Jokic has not started a game yet.
Yeah, but
in the World Cup,
but that's
they've played Angola and the Philippines.
But you know what? I think Serbia are a little higher rated and not in the group of death, which has been, as you touched on, called by everyone. I don't think he can come out in his second game and start 2 non-starters that are going to be there. And yet again, I don't want to...
See, I think you
Golding's
can.
been great.
You say these guys are going to go...
Do you think it would have made a difference?
I think they would have got after it. I felt like that was the issue last night a bit. And let's be real. I mean, that was a 5-point game midway through, the... Final quarter?
Got about 74,
5-point game midway through the final quarter. Now, crazy things happen when it's that close. And we saw last night with Turkey and the US, there have been some upsets. Okay, so you be careful. But what you need is you need to get after it.
Right.
And you need to kill a team in the first half if it's a team that no one expects to get through and so on and so forth. And we didn't really get after it in the way that we know our team can. And I feel like watching the game we lost to Canada in the start of the warm-ups, that we came in and sat here and I said my main gripe about that performance, we didn't get after them defensively. We're a cerebral defensive team, but we're not, at times, we're not a super active, high-intensity, pressure defensive team. And that's how you put the sword to a less talented team in a tournament like this. You get after them and you freak them out.
I don't disagree with the fact that they weren't 100% off the tip. I'm just not sure starting 2 guys who aren't starters would have been the right look, considering they'd only just won 1 game and they needed to win 2 to qualify to get through to the next step.
The other good teams, and we're thinking of ourselves as in that pool of France and Serbia and the US and Lithuania and Greece and Brazil and whatnot, they're doing some of that.
The thing too is Senegal, they were embarrassed. Right? So the ego was bruised. So they would have spent 48 hours, whole thing getting pointed to, you know what, you just got embarrassed on the big stage by a really good team in Lithuania. You need to... So they come the other way. They were amped. This was their grand final because even though they probably thought it was unlikely they're going to qualify after that first game, the very fact is that their ego and their pride was embarrassed.
Right.
As far as it can possibly, when you roll up to your opening game of World Cup and you lose by 54, so then they were going to. So they went here. Australia need to be higher, but it's also, in the end, I wouldn't have started Goulding or who'd you say, Mitch Creek? But I also can see what you're trying to say and what they need to do from the top.
It's also minutes, though, right? For Cam Glidden, Nathan Sobey, and essentially Dave Barlow, for 3 of our guys in our 12 to have basically DMP CDs against Senegal is a problem. At this stage of the tournament, that's a problem because Joe Ingles and Paddy Mills and Matthew Dellavedova played a huge load in game 1. Now they've played a huge game 2 days later, and then they get 1 day off. They've got to carry the load against Lithuania in a humongous game. Yes, we're advancing. Yes, we've qualified, but don't sleep on how important this game is to beat Lithuania tomorrow night.
It's huge. Then put it on those guys. Then put it on those guys.
100%. I mean, these guys
don't just bench them, put it on them and say, we've got to be ready.
But I just think, even though they play every other day in this tournament, That's what they do in the NBA. These guys are big-time players. They know they have to step up when their numbers call, which their numbers frequently call, especially in this situation. It's on them. They know what it is and what they have to do. So I expect them to rise. I get what you're saying. Get the guys that don't play a lot minutes against lower teams because you know they don't play a lot, so their intensity is going to be at 200%. So I totally
in that situation?
I totally get what you're saying. However, I understand what you're saying as well. This team just got destroyed by 54. So you know, it's their pride on the line. It's the pride on the line. So I get both sides of what you're saying because you're going to need those guys. It always comes down to the guys that don't really play that much. Your bench to get you over the line in a lot of tough situations down the stretch. So I totally get what you're saying. But, you know, so it's just all about playing to the level of your competition. They knew they were going to win. It was just a matter of, let's try to cruise as much. Uh-oh, hold on. It's getting a little too tight. Let's turn it up.
Yeah.
So that's how that game pretty much went, and they got over at the end.
And now it leads to a Thursday night game against Lithuania. Both teams are through, but Liam Santamaria, it continues. The win-loss record against the opposition team that's going to be in the next group, which includes France and the Dominican Republic and Lithuania. So this game is huge because you don't want to go what essentially will be 0-1. You want to be 1-0. Talk to us about what you've seen from Lithuania so far.
Well, they've been sensational, right? They've ticked all the same boxes that we've ticked so far, but a few more as well because they have really demolished their opposition. As we said, they smacked Senegal by 54. They really had no trouble with Canada whatsoever, beat them by 23, and were in control of that game pretty much from go to woe. And, we know they're deep. Their guys are pretty well rested. No one's really played over 23 minutes for them thus far, and they are always a really tough beat. I mean, this is legitimately a team that could medal. You know, you've got Valanciunas and Sabonis, big bodies. Kalnitis is an outstanding point guard, and they're deep. They can just rotate bodies, and guys come off the bench and are tough. So it is going to be a seriously tough game to win. But we have had the wood over Lithuania in recent times. We beat them in that 2014 World Cup, a game I thought we probably should have approached a little differently. We beat them at the Olympics in 2016, and they're going to come in with revenge on their mind, and we're going to come in feeling pretty good about things.
Been a bogey side for the Boomers. Prior to that, you go back all the way back to what so many people believe are two of our best medal chances, 96 and 2000 Olympics. And the 96 game, I think it was a 7-point loss. Sabonis went nuts. Ironically, another Sabonis, his son in this team. But it's interesting the way that history keeps repeating themselves in huge games. I know it's a lot early this time, but it's still going to be a cracker tomorrow night.
Corey, what do you think about the prep for each of these two teams? Lithuania coming in just storming through their two opposition, and our group coming in some maybe heavy minutes logged by those top guys and some inconsistency with our play.
I mean, I think Australia knows where they're at. I think the Boomers know they haven't played their best basketball as of yet. So now's the time. 2 games in, you're 2-0. And I think that they'll come in extremely focused. They know who they're playing against. They know what time it is with this matchup. You slip, it can be over that quick. So they'll be out of the gate, ready to go for the whole 40 minutes. Lithuania, a well-oiled machine. These guys, like you said, they have history going against Australia, and they've lost. So with more than a few times against Australia. So with that said, they feel like this is their best chance to win. So it'll be a really good game.
And you know what it is, essentially? It's the start of the second phase. We know we're in a pool with France and the Dominican Republic. Those two teams are playing against each other tomorrow night. We're playing Lithuania tomorrow night, and essentially starts that second phase. So we can get that off to a flying start with a win over Lithuania.
All right. While it hasn't been an issue so far in the wins over Canada and Senegal, there are some concerns, Liam Santamaria, towards some late-game execution when it comes to Andre Lamanis-led teams. You've been able to go back over not only some Boomers situations, but also with the Brisbane Bullets.
Yeah, pause it there real quick, if we can, just to set the scene. I'm on the record as an Andre Lamanis supporter.
I really am.
Okay.
I really am.
I think he's a terrific coach. I think he would agree that that these moments in end of game situations have been a bit of a headache for him, and maybe an Achilles heel for him in recent times. And I remember, so let's look at this one. This is, people will not enjoy watching this. That's the shot from Amir Prelzic in 2014 in the knockout game against Turkey. So we now go down 1, 5 seconds on the clock. We run, so we don't get to see the whole play there, but we run a pretty convoluted play, some back screens, the ball going through a few different hands, and we don't get a shot up. 5 seconds to go, down 1, you've got to get a shot up. And now the guys don't need reminding. This is the same situation pretty much. 1 point down, 5 seconds in the bronze medal game, and we don't get a shot up again. You see the ball going through a few different people's hands. And pause this one here real quick. Pause. Thank you. I spoke to Andre after that a couple of years ago, a few months after that Olympic campaign, and I said, what keeps you up at night? The foul call on Paddy or the final play? And he said, look, our approach is always about control what you can control. So, of course, referees are going to make whatever call they're going to make, but us not getting a shot up on that final play really eats at me, and that's something we need to improve. This is end of game situation. Look, you see Brisbane again, down 1, last possession of the game in Adelaide, not last season, the season before, and roll the vision here. You see that? I mean, they get a couple of good looks up here, but look at the far right corner of the screen there, the guy on his knees at the scorer's table. That's Travis Trice. That was their best player this season, along with Torrey Craig, and their most dynamic. Now, obviously, Tarangi gets a terrific look to win the game there. They don't get it, but Lamanis was talking post-game saying, look, that's on me. I should have called a timeout and got Travis Trice into the game, and he didn't. Now, look at this. This is the game 2. Pause this here real quick. This is game 2 of the semi-final series against Perth earlier this year. Now, we remember them just getting smacked by the Wildcats, but look, it's a 3-point game, 21 seconds to go, but look at the shot clock. There's 13 seconds, there's 8-second differential here on the shot clock. A stop here, and you have a chance to go down the other end and tie the game and send it to overtime, potentially send this to a game 3 back in Perth. Roll the vision. Andre's standing right there, barking instructions. Cam Glidden fouls deliberately, then looks up and goes, hold on, was that the right thing to do? Andre's like, hold on, I'm not so sure. He looks up at the clock and goes, ooh, hold on. Look at it now, 17 seconds. They have to take it out again. Now there's a 3-second difference. It was a big mistake. The game's over. Send them to the foul line on the next play, and they iced the game. So, the reason I'm flagging this is because I think Andre Lamanis is a sensational coach at putting teams together that have great buy-in, all of the things that you need to do to get that. And his systems, what he runs is the envy of coaches all over the world. They love the way we go about things. And he's doing a terrific job. I've just got my eyes peeled for these situations so that hopefully, and this is what everyone does in life, right? You live and you learn through your experiences. Hopefully his coaching goes to another level in these situations when they come up at some point this tournament, which we know they probably will.
You know what that felt like?
What's that?
You know when you're dating someone, you're like, let's go grab a coffee. And you're like, look, I really like you, but I'm going to reel off your flaws for the next 10 minutes and then we're going to break up and I'll never see you again. It just felt exactly like that.
Well,
it's a nice way of doing it.
It's going to come up, right?
I agree.
Situation's going to come up for sure.
And these end-of-game situations, we saw the free throws last night with Turkey and they missed 4 free throws in the last 10 seconds against
choke artists.
But China against Poland, the home team, they've been working up to this for so long. They couldn't get the ball in bounds.
In bounds.
3 times down the stretch. And it cost them the game.
Yeah, it's the little things. You got to execute.
Right.
Now, so that Turkish-USA game, just while we're on it just quickly, of course, a remarkable set of circumstances. Jason Tatum looks okay, so he tweaked his ankle on the last play of the game, which led to the Chris Middleton foul shots. But on the NBL app and on nbl.com.au, where you've written stuff about not only the Boomers, but correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm paraphrasing.
Yes.
USA cannot win. Is that what you wrote?
I'm correct you. USA will not win.
Will not win. I apologise.
Can they win? Of course they can win. You ask me, I don't think that this team's going to win the World Cup.
How come? I don't disagree, but I'm wondering what your takeaway from their first 2 games are.
Well, I kind of felt this way coming into the tournament, but I wasn't quite at the point where I was ready to say it quite to that extent. But and look, they got the job done in their first game. Geez, they should have lost that game last night.
No doubt.
100% should have won that game. Just knocked down some free throws and that thing's over. Having said that, look, they won it. They put themselves in that position, but they are still a massive work in progress in terms of their cohesion, their chemistry. Popovich called them discombobulated at the offensive end in the loss to us here. I still see a lot of that from them, especially against the zone, which has been a thorn in Team USA's side at international tournaments for a long, long time, because they don't have experience executing against that in the NBA. But the biggest issue is their front line, all right? Miles Turner is carrying a massive load, but Coach Pop has no confidence whatsoever in Brook Lopez and Mason Plumlee. And
would you?
Neither really should he. I mean,
if you look at the front lines of the teams, and we'll start with Serbia. Would you be thinking
Jokic, Boban, Radulica, and Bjelica? 4 of them they're going to just eat them up.
No one legitimately believes that Plumlee and Lopez can do damage against that front line. No one.
But Lithuania, our front line, France with Gobert. There are some big teams with some really good players.
Look, here's the reality of it. This is just a team that just got put together. Mm-hmm. Nobody else wanted to come to play for whatever reason. So we are stuck with these are the guys, okay? So you have a front line that can't score. Your 5-man can't get you a bucket.
Yeah.
Your 4-man not getting you done. Chris Middleton is barely hitting shots. Look, like you said, they should have lost yesterday. That's the reality of it, okay? They're trapping. They're playing against teams that's playing them like how you would play in college, okay? These guys are playing 80-plus games a year where you could just walk the ball up with no pressure. They're denying full court. They're pressuring, boxing one, zone. They have no zone busters. They got one guy that can shoot from 3. Everybody else. Kimba's a creator who can shoot, but he's a creator first, and he's playing a legit point guard role. He's not out here trying to get 26 a game like he does in the regular season. It's not what he's doing here. So they're learning, this is like training camp for them, against teams that are well-oiled machines that do this year in and year out. It's not going to happen.
I'm a little bit disappointed with Donovan Mitchell the first 2 games. We know how talented he is, but he's probably the perfect indicator of how they have struggled to adapt to the international style of play. And you mentioned the zone. Teams will zone them all the way through.
None of them have played international basketball. This is a total different adjustment.
Turkey laid out the blueprint last night, right? And built on what the Aussies showed here last week.
I know they smacked Canada last week, 25-1 points, but when Canada went to a zone in certain points in the game in Sydney, that's when the USA had to be man-on-man, would have won that game by 50. Canada went to the zone and was able to junk it up enough to stop them from scoring.
And there's also, obviously, you talk about the adaptation to the international game. Part of it is the play. Well, it's also the rules. That is still happening.
Yeah.
And you saw the foul on Joe Harris last night that was called the unsportsmanlike foul. I mean, he was confused because in the NBA, that's just 2 free throws and you get on with it. Now, we don't want to... That is a rabbit hole that
Please don't start
you don't want to get down. But they are very, very much a work in progress, and it's for the rest of the world, for us and all those other teams that are trying to win this thing.
Eyes light up, baby.
Oh, mate,
we really got a chance.
It is super exciting that is the team that has come here. That's how they're going. I don't think they're going to win it, so someone else will.
They're pros, which is, of course, the athleticism, young team like to get up and run. Their cons far outweigh it when it comes to being able to stop the front lines of other countries.
They're not experienced enough in international play to overcome all the stuff that they have to. That's just what I believe. They're young and inexperienced. They don't have They don't have anybody to throw the ball down to and get a bucket. Nobody. It's not going to work.
As fun as it's going to be, Australia and Lithuania and how big it is, of course, where our eyes will be, there's, of course, the Tall Blacks who are playing particularly as well. Now, they play Greece. The winner will go through to the next round. But before we get to who's playing well, and Corey Webster's been outstanding the first 2 games. This is huge when it comes to Ty Webster, but Corey Webster has been outstanding.
He has.
I wasn't looking at the highlights, but anyway. I want to point this out, as we all know. If New Zealand lose, Australia automatically qualify for the Olympic Games.
Yeah, we're talking about New Zealand, we're talking about Australia.
We're talking about New Zealand, but if they lose to Greece, it's something that hasn't been mentioned in the great deal.
Let's come back to that, because we'll talk about what we want to happen out of that.
But can we give a shout out to the Tall Blacks for balling?
I'm not trying to show away from the Tall Blacks how good they've been, but
you
if they lose,
Australia all over their highlights, beating Montenegro. Nikola Vucevic, Isaac Fodu, 20 points. Corey
They ran
Webster,
the highlights
25.
too soon. Go on, mate. Talk us through
look
that.
at
I'll go
Corey
again.
and Ty Webster just splashing. Oh, no, not Ty Webster. Look at Smith Milner. Look at that.
Boom.
It's a 1-point game early in the fourth. And the boy the Killside Cobra, just steps up and knocks it down. And Corey, boy, he is dancing with the rock right now.
Yeah.
And look at Vucevic. Just look to the heavens and say, can someone please put some clamps on Corey Webster? He has been lighting it up. He's the equal second leading scorer of the competition, averaging 22 points per game. And that form we talked about of Corey Webster this offseason is continued on, and he's doing great things.
Yeah, he is, because clearly when that backcourt shows up and hits shots, that's a tough team. You know, and they actually have the green light to take at least maybe 15 to 20 attempts per. So if they hitting, it's tough. It's a tough night for anybody defending.
And it's fun how they must be having so much fun playing alongside each other, those two brothers. But it's also fun how they're different. Ty Webster's more of a put it on the floor, slash to the rim, create, pitch it out to other guys. And Corey, we know what he likes to do. And they are a fun team. I'm cheering for them.
Hey, just a big shout out too. Obviously, Smith Milner also plays for Melbourne United. I know you love your NBL one and the Killside
It's a nice story. A couple of NBL, you know.
It is. Has been really good. All right, they have been good. I didn't mean any disrespect.
Right, now let's get into
New Zealand.
it.
Oh,
now let's get into it.
Now you want to get into it.
Well,
now
so
let's get into it.
Greece. They play against the Greek Freak tomorrow night. Winner goes through.
Okay, so for people who may not be aware, whoever finishes higher in the Oceania point of view qualifies automatically for the Olympic Games next year. So if the Tall Blacks do not win, they do not qualify. Australia have qualified, as we know. They will qualify automatically, which makes, of course, the campaign a fair bit different heading towards Tokyo 2020.
So you want the Tall Blacks to lose to Greece tomorrow night, so that we're locked into the Olympics.
When you put it as logical, as that,
talk to the people.
Tell the Breaker fans. tell them all across.
When you put it down logically like that, it does sound a little bit harsh. But of course, as an Australian Boomer fan, it's a hell of a lot easier if they automatically qualify for the Olympic Games.
Is that what you're cheering for tomorrow night?
Look, I want the Australians to win gold and New Zealand to win the silver.
When you split
This is what I want. I want the Boomers to win gold and the Tall Blacks to win the silver.
We want to know what you want tomorrow night.
There's a whole lot of politics going on this set today.
Do you want Greece to win that game, or do you want New Zealand?
People want to know. Don't sit on the fence.
Who have the Tall Blacks got in the next phase?
Oh,
that's
my
irrelevant.
God,
well, it isn't.
yo. This is the stuff I've been going through, man.
They're going through with...
This is the stuff I go through. This is just like me saying, who's better, Andrew Bogut or Sean Long? Don't sit on the fence.
Yeah, we're trying to get an
Say
answer.
what you're saying, Cam.
Because I'll be clear.
Thank you. Be clear.
Go on.
I want the Tall Blacks to win tomorrow night. Let's
There you go.
I think we're going to... No
So you're still confident?
Hold on, no disrespect.
Hang on.
No disrespect. We're going to finish higher than them.
Right.
How do you know?
Because I just think we will. I'm confident
I think they're a better team, but how do you
But my
100%
man Tom
certain?
Abercrombie, Corey Webster, the Smith Milner and Delaney and all these NBL guys representing out there on the world stage.
That's
they're not
huge.
just representing their country.
I agree. They're
representing
representing
the
the
NBL.
league.
They're representing NBL overtime.
Yeah.
They're out there doing...
Tell you what.
They're out there
Tell you
doing
what,
great
there's
stuff.
politicians
We're
going
at
on.
We're at
Blacks,
Summer
if
League.
the Tall Blacks want to put our new NBL overtime logo on their
I
singlet.
love it. We're at Summer League and we're covering Finn Delaney and Cam's like, I'm all about you, man. Let's go for a walk and let's talk and let's meet and drink. And I'm cheering for you. And now he's at the World Cup representing New Zealand, his hometown of Nelson, but also the NBL, and you want them to lose.
That is not good, though. You know what? That ain't right. Shout out to Finn Delaney.
Go first out.
We forgot about talking about him
I haven't said I want them to lose yet.
Well, where are you at?
You haven't said you want them to win.
It makes life a lot easier if they lose to Greece. But I hope
So soft.
I hope they win.
Oh, you do?
Of course I hope they win to an extent.
Of course, to an extent.
It makes life a lot easier for the Boomers to qualify. So I'm thinking from a logical Boomers point of view.
We just want it easy. We'll get it done. I want the Tall Blacks to advance because you know what? When they advance, they go into a pool with Team USA. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, so who they got in the next pool?
They'll have USA, the winner of Turkey and the Czech Republic.
Ooh, Turkey.
And they'll go through with Brazil.
Ooh.
Who they lost to.
Okay.
I want the Tall Blacks to win. I just don't want them to finish as high as the Boomers.
What you said off it?
Man,
We're going to start bringing off air conversations.
Politics as usual.
True. Let's not do that.
All right, where am I? I've actually, just for people at home, I've been quite sick this week. I had to pull myself off the canvas USA style. All right, Santa's watching. Here we go. What do you got? World Cup edition.
Do you know what, Sam?
Is it hot in here? I'm sweating.
We've gone a little underground, a little rogue with Santa's watching during the World Cup because it's hard to pull all the high quality vision together. So what we're doing is a lot of this is just vision that I've shot off. Look at this one from Tom Abercrombie.
Oh.
Can you believe that thing didn't go in? Watch how many times it went around the rim.
Nice follow through.
Kawhi's bounced. This one spun. It's still spinning and no good from Tom Abercrombie. This is Will Voigt, the head coach of Angola. Will Voigt, head coach. This is not the head coach of Angola.
He looks as confused as anyone right there.
Shout out to our guy Wertho. Helped us out with this one. Look at this guy from Angola lost his shoe. I want to know, you guys are going to the races on the weekend, right? Who would wear that?
Not me.
Not me either. I've got a very similar hat, actually.
I could see Cam going more like this style.
Ew. Head was bombing.
And a shout out Shayili.
Oh, hey.
Oh man, look at that ankle breaker on Shayili. So shout out to all those people that sent some stuff in, and if you want to get involved, we'll shout you out on the show. Just video it off on your phone, off the screen, slip it through to me at Liam_Santa, #NBL overtime. We'll put it on.
Sweet.
It's very. I can't watch all the games.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yeah. You missed one huge thing in that.
Oh.
One massive thing.
What?
I know it's not wasn't in the World Cup, but
Corey at the trots.
the trots.
I thought about it.
Oh, you should have put it. That would have been funny.
Harness racing.
I went harness racing.
You're a man about town.
What are you?
I definitely am a man about town. I'm a man of the people. You know, I love creating new experiences, and harness racing was something I've never done, something I never even knew existed or thought I would do.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they call,
How'd you go? Did you win?
I come through.
We could get stuck.
We actually
Cam's
lost.
a big racing man.
Big racing man.
We actually lost.
You got beat?
Yeah, I got beat by the LeBron James of harness racing. Forgot his name, but I heard he's legit. I forgot his name.
Chris Alford?
Nah, it was something Sugars, I think.
All right,
Let's talk some
Let's talk some NBL. There's a fair bit of NBL preseason games on tonight. We're going to see South East Melbourne, Phoenix, and Cairns. We're going to see Adelaide and Perth as well. Phoenix continue to play over the weekend.
Roster.
Hey?
We've had a roster announcement this week.
Yeah, we haven't yet on this one.
You're going to get that.
Hang on.
Okay, my bad.
I haven't forgotten him. Just throwing some of the games around. I know you're going to be at the Phoenix game very shortly.
Take it in,
Of course, Melbourne United are going to take on, as I look at my notes here, going to take on Cairns on Friday night. South East Melbourne, Phoenix and Brisbane. So we're going to see, really, from now on to the Blitz in a couple of weeks' time, these rosters start to be put together, although we've got players who are missing and coaches who are at the World Cup. But you're right, the Sydney Kings announced their final piece of the roster and they signed veteran Lucas Walker coming off. And, of course, NBL one man as you are, a championship with none of what expected.
So they wanted a veteran presence in the front line, someone who could help them on the glass and be a good locker room guy and a low maintenance guy. So let me tell you, the conversations with Greg Hire were real.
Well, hang on a second.
And were ongoing.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So you link Greg Hire to two teams now, Melbourne and Sydney.
Well, Melbourne, those conversations were real early in the piece, and then
Sydney
late in the piece, there were numerous conversations that went back and forth, and it didn't land where Greg was kind of willing for it to be, is what my understanding is. And they picked up Lucas Walker, who, we know can come in and can get some things done. He's not the high flyer that he maybe necessarily was earlier in his career, but was only a couple of seasons ago when he was setting NBL records for offensive boards when he was super motivated that championship. Was it championship season? That championship season with the Wildcats, or that season when he played.
He doesn't have a NBL championship.
No, but I know what you're saying. He had a really good year that year before he left the Cairns.
The first half of that
right.
He tailed off a little bit. And look, he was an important part off the court of the Wildcats team the previous season I think he's got a championship ring from that campaign because they felt like he played an important role. That's the type of role. He's not going to play a lot of minutes.
No.
It's the type of role the Kings are looking for him to play this season.
I think that's a good pickup. I mean, think about this. Let's go back to the 3x3 hustle. You know how much good play from that carries over. As we know, Tim Conrad, his play is definitely going to carry over into the season with Illawarra this year. So I think that's a good pickup for them. He's not going to play a lot of minutes. He's going to play hard when he's in there. You know, the expectation as far as hard work and bringing it when you're on the court and in practice is there. He's a veteran. Why not?
Here's what I'm hoping. He was out of the league, and when he left Adelaide didn't want to re-sign him. He didn't get another gig. He was out of the league, went and trained, and wasn't sure what he was going to do, was training with Perth. When he eventually got that contract that following year, he had the biggest chip on his shoulder. We were speaking to him at the Blitz that year and saying, what's your mindset, mentality, those two great words, coming into this season. He says, I've got a point to prove. No one wanted me. These guys are giving me a chance. I'm coming out. And he's out there pulling down offensive rebound after offensive rebound. His play hasn't been at that level now for a season and a half. He's the last guy signed to a roster spot this off-season. I'm hoping he comes into this season not just collecting those checks, but with that kind of point-to-prove, chip-on-the-shoulder type mentality where he's like, you know what, I'm on a championship contending team and I'm going to show everyone that my career is, I've got still plenty of gas in the tank.
You know who's going to come in just like that? Majuk. Trevor Gleeson saved his life. And that's what I'm going to say. Saved his life. He was on the end of a bench with New Zealand. Am I right? We know this. He got no playing time.
Saved his career? Or
saved his life, his career, his basketball life.
Yeah, his basketball
Nobody
life.
else was going to sign him.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. His life. Go on and get a real job or figure out NBL 1 for the rest of your life because nobody else is rocking with you. This ain't a cupcake league. Come correct. Show what you got. And that's why I like this league. You know why? Locals are held accountable. Like you just said, where was Lucas Walker? He had no job. He just got signed now. Every other local got signed but him. How you think he's feeling? Of course he's feeling like that. The same way Majuk is. A championship-winning coach believes in you. Took you to China, you did your thing. You're going back home, and now you have a new lease on life.
Yeah.
He will not let Gleeson down this year, 100%.
I hope he's got a very important role. We know how important Tom Jervis was in that role last season during their championship campaign. They actually have another guy in a somewhat similar boat, is Nick Pozoglu, who put it out there and said, you know what, I don't want a development player spot anymore. I've done that. I'm ready to be a rostered player and have an impact. Didn't get it. Didn't get it from anywhere, and eventually said, all right, I'll sign that development player spot in Perth. But Wani, the guy in the young, talented stud,
that's a stud.
he's going to be really good, but he's injured. He's going to be out a few months now.
What happened?
He hurt his ankle at practice.
What kind of ankle injury? A few months.
Right or his left.
It's going to be out a couple months.
I mean, is it like is it fractured?
Let's
a couple of months?
4 months, I hear.
4 months? Oh, it is broken. Go ahead.
Opens the door. Possible to come in and make a bit of a statement.
Opportunity.
How much of Brazil have you watched?
Brazil.
Look, Didi's the real deal, yo.
Yeah. We were trying to tell people.
We tried to tell everyone.
Didi is the real deal.
People said it was only Summer League.
Yeah, all right.
The day that it got announced, I was on NBL Overtime with Liam. We're in Vegas, and I said he will start.
He might not start right off the bat.
He's starting for Brazil. He'll start for the Sydney Kings.
If he can start for Brazil, he can start for the Sydney Kings.
Can and will. Two different conversations.
Who's going to start?
No, that's right. That's a good
They
call.
may start. I think they may start Brad Newley to begin with.
Oh, at the 3.
At the 3.
Yeah, fair enough. And bring
They got
Didi in.
Lish and they got Casper Ware.
Newley.
Right, you got Newley.
Man, this guy coming off the bench. Yeah.
And then as the season progresses, and you want to work him in that spot, go ahead. They have options.
Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. I'm going to get a hoodie, man.
I got you. You already know. You two guys, I got you. The others, I'll sort them out. But those are great looks, what you're saying.
Are you coming to the game? Phoenix?
No, I'm not coming to the game. I don't have a car. I have an Uber account, but I don't have a car.
You've got a sulky. Get behind the horse and wheel that bad boy out there. All right, I'm out of here.
Shout out the Tall Blacks.
Tall Blacks.
Go get
Hey,
that
I want
win.
the Tall Blacks to win. I want them to win.
I do have a sulky.
I just don't want them to finish as high as the Boomers.
Huge night tomorrow.
You know what?
But can we go before we...
Yes.
Corey was giving you hell for
Yeah.
whether you were not sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Corey, I went out there and said this Team USA team will not win the World Cup.
Will not.
They're not. I told you they're not.
They're not.
They're not.
Okay, you're on board. Yeah, good.
You didn't hear my spiel a while ago? There's no way they could win.
I just didn't know if you went quite that far.
I kept it 100 last week about Team USA.
Okay.
I'm not an on-the-fence guy. You guys know better than that. Shout out to Sean Long. And speaking of that,
Come on.
forget the Sean Long Bogut thing. What about the owner? Why he keep tweeting me?
What are you talking about, Kerry?
He's a good guy.
Look, that's his business. Look, I'm not going back and forth with no owners. I know he wants to get involved with the trash talking. Not happening, so stop at me.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Kerry Williams. See you, man.
Peace. We out of here. Hope you get better.
Yeah, I know.
This is a good show, man. This was a really good show.
I'm going to have hot water, scotch, and honey. Hopefully you feel better.
And you know what you should do? Get in the infrared sauna. You'll sweat it all out. Shout out to Muscle and Bone Therapy. I mean, that's where I go.
See you next week.
That's what. Can that not help you?
Muscle
and bone. Can that not help you?
That come dead at you.